Welcome back to WWE Supercard. The Royal Rumble ended about half an hour ago, so we're going to talk about that as well. But first things first, it is going to be Team Road to Glory this week, the Monday, Tuesday. As of right now, there is no more Team PCC. I'll talk about that as well. And I do believe Charlotte is the highest rated diva in this game. And I don't actually have a Charlotte card. It's one of the few divas I don't have. But this King of the Ring is over. I didn't bother doing the last one, showing the last one, because I got out in the semis. I got another Natalia, big surprise there. Yeah, I actually hadn't even realized that he had sent me anything. The other guys kind of dicks, but it's whatever. They didn't make it to the finals, and I'm kind of the reason for that. So let's just go on. We're going to claim our reward here. This would actually be the perfect time to get a Charlotte card. I wouldn't complain if we got one, but either ways, let's just hope it's something we can pro. It is Randy Orton. God damn it. Oh well. We've already got a pro of that. Hey, Rusev, that actually makes a legendary pro. For me to complete the catalog. So, hey, not all is lost. I'm just that one step closer now to completing the normal legendary cards in the event section, singles and pros. I think all I'm missing now is one more Edge to make a pro. Nikki Bella. I actually haven't gotten any Roman Reigns cards, so luckily I will be getting one with this Team Road to Glory, because Roman Reigns is the legendary card, and Bailey, I think. I think that's all that I'm missing. But anyways, let's just get right into this. We're going to play a couple of games while I talk about a couple things. So, Team PCC, they announced on the Supercard forums, I think they kind of put something about it on Twitter. It just linked to something on the forums. They kind of actually looked at, people were complaining about the last Team PCC because once again, it was a train wreck at the beginning when it came to, the start of the event, just network issues, and like you would have thought they would have got it right by now. So they're actually stopping it for the next little bit. They said until they can fix it. Hopefully it takes them months upon months to fix it, because I really don't want to play it again. I hate Team PCC. It is by far the worst game mode that there is for this game. So, you know what? If it's gone for a while, I'm okay with that, actually. But, okay, this is doing its thing where it's starting to move a little bit slow, but it's okay. I've got things to talk about. So it looks like, I don't know if Team Road to Glory is going to be every week. I think they should just do it every other week, just to not burn people out so much. Like having an event Monday, Tuesday, you got Wednesday off, and then there's an event Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's way too much. I'd be fine even if they did keep Team PCC, I'd like it to be every other week, just so you have that one week where all you've got to do is worry about just one event if you constantly play this game. I think that would be what's best for business, I guess you could say. 'Cause Team Road to Glory is more fun. At least I have more fun with it. I don't know about you guys. You can let me know if you don't even agree with that. But I hate it. I do hate Team PCC. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble. I want to start off with what the hell happened on the pre-show. So there was a fatal 4-way tag team match. It was the Dudleys against the Ascension, against Mark Henry and Jack Swagger, against Damian Sandow, who has returned all of a sudden, and Darren Young, which is an odd tag team. And it would be the winner of that match. Both people get into the Royal Rumble. So I'm going to go over the finish of the match. Bubba Ray and Devon are in the ring. They're doing their Devon get the tables thing. I believe Michael Cole even said on commentary, Bubba Ray and I think it was Connor of the Ascension were the legal men. They hit, and let's just say it was Connor. They hit Connor with the 3D. Bubba Ray goes for the pin. And then Victor and Devon just kind of stood there looking at each other. Like, Devon didn't try and stop Victor, and Victor didn't try and break up the pin. They just kind of stood there. And then Jack Swagger pulled Bubba Ray back, so he was kind of at the ropes. Mark Henry comes out of nowhere and hits, does World's Strongest Splash or whatever on the back of Bubba Ray. So remember, he just kind of came out of nowhere. They already said Bubba Ray and Connor were the legal men. Looks like he tries to pin Bubba Ray, and then he just kind of stops, turns around, pins Connor, and that's it. The match was over. It made absolutely no sense because they had just gone over that, Bubba and Connor were the legal people, but all of a sudden Mark Henry is able to come in and try to pin both of them, and they win. It was just over, just like that. I don't even, like, they couldn't keep track of who was actually legal. I know it's a small thing because they both lasted a minute in the Royal Rumble, but back at WrestleMania when they had that I think it was 4 teams, the tag team match, they were able to keep track of, who was the legal man, who wasn't. They actually did a good job of keeping up with it. They, when they did try and do the sneak tags, they still showed it on camera or even the replays. So you did know who was the legal person. This was just, it was just awful. Like, you couldn't tell who actually was legal or not. So yeah, they went on. I thought it should have been the Dudleys that moved on, but whatever. So whatever, I don't really care about the other matches. Let's go on to the Royal Rumble. I couldn't tell you how happy I was to see AJ Styles come in at number 3. I thought for sure he was going to be there because, of course, the Royal Rumble tonight was, it was in Orlando, which, TNA was stationed in Orlando for, 8-10 years? Something ridiculous like that. They had been there for so long that, a whole bunch of that area, it's almost like Orlando was AJ's territory, almost. That, people who'd been going to see TNA, they know this guy. That was the perfect place to debut him. Because all throughout the Royal Rumble, while he was in the ring, people were chanting AJ Styles. That's the best time to introduce him. Because if people watching the Royal Rumble never heard of AJ Styles, you've got so many people in the arena cheering for him, chanting his name, and he got a great reaction when he came out. It was fantastic. I couldn't be happier for him. I wish he was showcased a bit more. I think he teased hitting the Styles Clash like 5 times or something. And even after he got eliminated, they were chanting for him. I hope he is actually in this for the long run. I even hope he's the next event card. Because I'd love an AJ Styles card. So hopefully, he becomes like a meaningful player in the WWE, not just, someone for Roman Reigns to beat. And so let's talk about Roman Reigns as well. So we already knew he was coming in at number 1, which is great, whatever. You knew he wasn't going to get tossed out early unless they wanted to make it shocking, but no. This is the WWE. They're not going to do that. So the League of Nations pulled him out from, they pulled him under the bottom rope, and, they beat the hell out of him, and they put him through an announce table. Why? And Vince McMahon was there as well. He's supposedly a smart man. after he had been, completely knocked out like that, why didn't they just throw him back in the ring and have someone throw him out? It would have been a lot easier. Instead, they had to do the whole, the stretcher comes out, but Roman Reigns still walked out on his own after he got up the entrance ramp. And you could tell right there that was just the excuse to get him out of the ring for a while to, to explain, how he made it from one all the way to the end without him actually, just staying in the ring. It was kind of just to take away, let you enjoy the match until he came back. You knew nothing big was going to happen until he came back. Triple H coming in at number 30, you could see that coming from a mile away. Like, you might not have been sure that Triple H was going to be number 30, but you knew it was going to happen. So Triple H ends up winning the Royal Rumble after dumping Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. He is now a 14-time World Heavyweight Champion, 1 behind John Cena, 2 behind Ric Flair. This is probably going to be his last one. I don't think he's been champion since like 2009, so, good for him for staying away for about, 7 years? Even though it's early into 2016, it's been about 7 years since Triple H was the World Heavyweight Champion. So, at the end of it, I thought the Royal Rumble was actually pretty good. I brought my laptop to work. I had the day off, but one of the guys I work with wanted to watch the Royal Rumble as well, so I brought my laptop to work, put on the network, and we watched it there. We all had a great time. It was slow at work, so he was able to watch a whole bunch of it. So, that's just perfect. We're going to pick these last 3 cards, I guess, and then we're going to, call it for an episode. I was hoping to get a Charlotte there. Oh, we got one anyways, but not of the Survivor variety. That would have been great if we actually got Charlotte from my rewards, but I'll take a Randy Orton. We can make a pro out of that eventually, hopefully. So anyways, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching. Please take care.